Have you ever felt a physical itch in your brain when a picture frame is crooked? Does the sight of a sink full of dirty dishes feel less like a chore and more like a personal failure? If you are the type of person who cannot sleep until the house is in order, society has likely handed you a label. They call you neurotic, they call you obsessive, they joke about OCD, and tell you to just relax, as if your need for cleanliness is a defect, a glitch in your programming that prevents you from enjoying life. They look at your spotless environment and see a prison, but the crowd is often wrong. What if I told you that this urge to clean, to organize, to scrub away the chaos, is not a weakness? Psychology suggests that what appears to be an obsession is actually a sophisticated mechanism of high-functioning minds. It is not about hygiene, it is about sovereignty. Today, we decode the mind of the cleaner. We are going to look at 15 psychological traits hidden behind the mop and the broom. We will prove that your need for order is not a sickness, it is a superpower. 1. The restoration of control. You don't just clean to remove dirt, you clean to remove uncertainty. Psychologists refer to this as the internal locus of control. The world outside your door is unpredictable. Politics, the economy, the opinions of others, these are variables you cannot dictate. However, the state of your living room is entirely within your command. When you scrub a surface, you are physically manifesting your will upon your environment. While others drown in the anxiety of a chaotic world, you build a fortress where your rules apply. Your obsession isn't fear, it is the architecture of your own sanity. 2. Reduction of visual noise. You walk into a room and you don't just see furniture, you see data. Science calls this sensory gating. Most people have a filter that blocks out useless information, like a pile of mail or a dust bunny in the corner. Your brain, however, has a leaky sensory gate. You process more visual stimuli than the average person. Clutter isn't just ugly to you, it is loud. It consumes your cognitive energy just by existing. By clearing the clutter, you are literally freeing up RAM in your brain to think about things that actually matter. You don't clean for aesthetics, you clean for clarity. 3. The Zeigarnik effect. You find it impossible to sit down and watch a movie if there are dishes in the sink. This is known in psychology as the Zeigarnik effect. This principle states that the human brain remembers uncompleted tasks better than completed ones. 4. A messy room is a collection of open loops. Each object out of place is a background process draining your battery. You cannot relax because your brain is subconsciously holding on to these unfinished tasks. By cleaning, you close the loop. You silence the notification. Peace is not a feeling, it is the absence of pending tasks. 4. Adaptive perfectionism. People tell you that your standards are too high. Psychologists distinguish this as adaptive perfectionism. There is a toxic perfectionism that paralyzes you, but yours is often adaptive. It drives you to achieve high standards of organization and efficiency. You take pride in the details. This trait correlates strongly with conscientiousness, one of the big 5 personality traits associated with success, career stability, and longevity. You aren't obsessing over nothing, you are practicing the discipline required for excellence in all areas of life. How you do one thing is how you do everything. 5. The ritual of anxiety management. When stress hits, you reach for the vacuum, not the bottle. This is called ritualistic coping. Repetitive motor functions, wiping, scrubbing, sweeping, induce a meditative state. The predictability of the action calms the sympathetic nervous system, lowering cortisol levels. While others spiral into panic attacks or destructive escapism when life gets hard, you engage in a productive physical ritual. You transform nervous energy into a tangible result. Chaos is the poison. Order is the antidote. 6. Environmental agency. You constantly rearrange things until they feel right. This is the psychology of environmental agency. This concept speaks to the human need to shape our habitat. Historically, those who curated their environment survived. Your urge to optimize your space, to align the books, to color code the closet is a sign of a proactive mind. You are not a passive passenger in your life, you are the driver. You refuse to accept the environment as it is, you demand that it serves your function. You do not inhabit a space, you master it. 7. The Lady Macbeth effect, inverted. You feel a need to shower or clean after a difficult social interaction or a bad day. Psychologists call this the Lady Macbeth effect. There is a deep psychological link between physical cleanliness and moral or emotional purity. When you feel contaminated by the stupidity, negativity, or chaos of the outside world, cleaning acts as a reset button. It washes away the day. It is a symbolic shedding of the old skin so you can return to your baseline. A clean home is a clean slate for the soul. 8. High sensitivity to disgust. You notice smells and textures that others ignore. This is the behavioral immune system. Evolutionarily, this is a survival trait. Our ancestors who were obsessed with avoiding pathogens survived to pass on their genes. Your revulsion toward grime, sticky surfaces, or bad odors is not being prissy. It is an ancient, biological radar. designed to keep you and your tribe alive. You are the designated sentry against decay. Your intolerance for filth is your biological advantage. 9. Future-oriented thinking. You clean the kitchen at night so the morning version of you is happy. This is a manifestation of delayed gratification. Most people live in the now, leaving the mess for their future self to deal with. You, however, possess a strong connection to your future self. You are willing to sacrifice comfort in the present moment to ensure a smoother, more efficient tomorrow. This is the hallmark of high achievers and strategic thinkers. You treat your future self with the respect others deny them. 10. Cognitive offloading. You have a specific place for every single item. We call this external scaffolding. By rigidly organizing your physical environment, you reduce the cognitive load required to function. You don't have to waste brainpower remembering where the keys are, or where the scissors belong. The environment remembers for you. This frees up your intellect for complex problem solving, creativity, and deep work. You aren't rigid, you are efficient. A systematized life leaves room for a creative mind. 11. The need for sanctuary. You are fiercely protective of your private space and who enters it. This is territoriality and boundary enforcement. For the obsessed cleaner, the home is not a public square, it is a sanctuary. Bringing mud, disorder, or disruption into your space feels like a violation of your personal boundaries. This shows that you have a high level of self-respect. You value your peace too much to let the outside world trample on it. Your door is a filter, not just an entrance. 12. Kinesthetic meditation. You find that you have your best ideas while folding laundry or washing dishes. This is known as the default mode network, DMN, activation. When you engage in low-demand, automatic physical tasks, like cleaning, your brain disengages from intense focus and enters a wandering state. This is where creativity happens. While your hands are busy creating order, your mind is free to connect unrelated dots. The hands work the soil so the mind can harvest the fruit. 13. Refusal of entropy. You hate seeing things decay or fall into disrepair. This is a psychological resistance to entropy. The second law of thermodynamics states that the universe naturally moves toward chaos and disorder. Everything breaks down. You are fundamentally opposed to this universal law. Your cleaning is an act of rebellion against the decay of time. You maintain, you repair, you polish, you keep the darkness at bay. Life is a war against decay. You are on the front lines. 14. Social signaling of reliability. You worry about what a messy house says about your character. This is signaling theory. In evolutionary psychology, a well-kept nest signals a competent mate and a reliable partner. It shows you have the surplus energy and discipline to maintain standards. While you shouldn't live for the approval of others, your instinct is correct. Order signals competence. Chaos signals distress. Order commands respect without speaking a word. 15. The dopamine of completion. The feeling you get when you look at a perfectly sparkling room. This is the reward prediction error. Your brain releases dopamine not just when you get a reward, but when you correct an error. Dirt is an error in your environment. Cleaning it is the correction. The satisfaction you feel is a neurochemical reward for solving a problem. You are biologically wired to fix things. You are not obsessed. You are addicted to improvement. So, the next time someone tells you to let it go, or mocks your need for a coaster, remember this: they are living in reaction to the world. You are living in curation of it. Your obsession with cleaning is not a quirky habit. It is the external manifestation of an internal code. It is how you structure your reality, how you sharpen your mind, and how you cope with the overwhelming noise of modern existence. We, the observers, the quiet ones, the organizers, we know the truth. A clean room is not about impressing guests. It is about respecting the mind that lives within those walls. Do not apologize for your standards. Do not lower them for those who are comfortable in the dirt. Keep your sanctuary. Keep your order. If you want to understand the darker, deeper corners of your psychology that others ignore, you are in the right place. Subscribe to the channel. Let's decode your mind together.